Hey, citizens, welcome back to the shit show. You've stepped into the Porcelain Palace. We are your hosts, Tiff and Dan, and today we are finally back. So sorry for last week's episode. We kind of ditched y'all, but that happens. We were stuck on the toilet, and not the ones you
Yeah.
would want to watch.
No, we both had scheduled things, and it's fine. It's okay.
Yeah, it
It,
happens. We
it's going
both
it's
travel.
it's going to happen again. I'm sure of it. Like
Oh,
at some point in time, our schedules will just not match up for a week.
yeah, it's
So
totally,
yeah,
it's
but
part
it's
of
fine.
life.
I made it all the way back. I'm still in a shaking void apparently.
Yeah,
My
your
my
camera's
webcam is
glitching.
struggling today. Yeah, it was struggling
Yeah.
more before when I had a different shirt on and had a green leaf on it, and it was like that's definitely the background. No other backgrounds can exist because that's the background.
Yeah,
And
it's
so nothing was
secret.
working, and I was like sepia tone, and the leaf was see through on the shirt. So
Yeah.
now I'm wearing this very boring black shirt. For those of you who are just listening, it's just a black t-shirt now. It's just boring. Oh well.
Dan's not happy about his outfit
This
change. I'm
these are the things that happen when you need to record in the bathroom.
Yeah, yeah, see? You could just join me in the real bathroom.
No,
No
if I pretended like
green
this was a real
screens
bathroom,
needed.
my shirt's coming off. I'm just like, I need to be why not? It's comfortable, the door's closed, who cares?
Who cares? Yeah, 100%. Yeah, no, I will upload the video that I took of Dan as we were figuring out what was going on because it was very funny. It was like in a whole other filter tint, and then he
Yeah, no,
became one with the bathroom.
it was very weird.
It's a religious experience here in the
I do
Porcelain
kind of
Palace.
match I think I kind of match the wall. Like if you moved my head like up towards like here,
Oh, yeah.
like I there's very similar color going on.
Very similar. Yeah, just blend right in. Just seep into the background.
Yeah. Anyway,
It was a fun start to
yeah. But now we're in it. It's
now we're in
happening.
it. We've really stepped in it. Yeah, no, we both travel a lot for our jobs, and so on an occasion, I was going to bring all of my recording stuff with me, but I forgot it on the table as I left for Florida,
Yeah.
and then I was in Minnesota directly after that. But you said you couldn't record on the day we originally planned for anyway, so it all worked out. Regardless, we were not going to get recording in.
Did I?
Yeah. You said that you
No,
couldn't do.
I think originally we were gonna do Sunday because you were like, oh, Sunday should work, and then like you're like, well, I didn't bring any stuff, so I was like, all right, well, fine.
Yeah.
I can't in a couple weeks on a different day.
Oh,
We said we were
that was
going
the
to.
one you messaged about. Yes.
Yes, yeah. My job decided that I didn't need to know I was traveling until 2 weeks before I was traveling,
Yeah.
so we found out very last minute, and we are going to be wearing the same thing 2 episodes straight.
Yes, we are. I mean, for our listeners, that doesn't really matter, but for
No,
our
no, they'll come
viewers,
out when they
yeah.
come out.
Yeah.
But if
It'll be
anything
fun.
crazy happens in the world next week, we're not going to be talking about it.
Nope. To be honest, we probably won't even remember by the time we do get back. So I feel like so
No, it
much
depends how
happens every
major.
week.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a little intensive. Um, but my week uh has been full of fun travels. I went to Florida, which was really fun. Got some sun. I was working while I was down there, but I did get to enjoy my scenery uh, and in the house that my aunt owns down there. So I got to see dolphins for the first time, which was really cool. In real
Cool.
life, like in their natural habitat, not like in an
Not like an
aquarium.
aquarium. Yeah.
Yeah, or a movie. I know what dolphins look like. I
You're like, I thought they looked completely different, by the way.
it was a
I was
shocker to
expecting like a
me.
hairy bear, and it was just
Yeah. Oh, man. Yeah, no, it was really cool. Dolphins, I learned are assholes of the sea.
they
They're
can be. I think they're kind of just like, yeah, they're kind of just like, I'm gonna do shit. I don't really
yeah,
care what you think.
yeah. I also have heard they're a little egotistical, and I kind of believe it after what I've seen, because they come to boats for social time. They like to ride in the wake. It's fun, and they like to engage with humans, right? Like
Yeah,
that's why they do why they come up next to boats. Um, but apparently we were told to like clap, applaud, and cheer for them because it'll keep them around and they'll do tricks. And I'm like, little attention seekers.
yeah. I think part of that is probably they realize when they do that enough times, they get food from people, so it just kind of becomes a learned behavior.
I don't know. I don't think anyone's feeding them anything.
I guarantee someone's feeding them. Like when they're doing that stuff, they're probably like, "Hey, yeah, throw some snacks overboard for them."
Mm, it's a terrible idea. Aquatic animals can't
People
digest
do
the
it.
same way as
Well,
like
they
mammals
could be
up
throwing
here.
fish, like little fish things.
Oh, sure, if they have bait or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was cool. We were right off of Port Charlotte, I think it's called, and which is
Okay.
like right off the Gulf, so it's all Gulf water. But I actually got to go to Marco Island, which is the Gulf of Mexico. So
Did you buy a polo shirt there?
I did not.
You could have had a
I did
Marco
not.
Polo.
I know.
You could have had a Marco Polo and you forgot to do it.
I did. I did. I should have. I should have thought of that, and now I have regrets. Guess what? We have to live with them, Dan. No, it was really beautiful. There was a lot of hurricane damage, but they were in the process of like rehabilitating all the beaches, and they used like recycle sand, so they like essentially grind up shells and reuse that for sand. So it was a little sharp on the feet, but it was
Yeah,
still beautiful.
I'm not a fan of that in water. There's some beaches like around here that are you get the soft sand, usually like on the south shore here. But if you go like
Mhm.
north shore, it's all like rocky and shelly, and you're like, this, I hate walking on this. What is this?
Yeah. Yeah, I think my favorite beach I've ever been to, and just in terms of like the actual shore, is Brighton Beach in the UK.
Okay,
Because it's
I'll
all
accept it.
stone, but it's like
I'll accept
soft,
that as a
smooth
beach.
pebbles.
Yeah, I thought you were gonna name some beach that's not a beach, so I was gonna yell at you. But that's an
Oh,
actual
were you
beach.
gonna
So
you're gonna because I'm gonna
I
say
thought you,
something by a lake?
yeah, exactly. I thought you were gonna do Lake Beach. I'm like, that's not a real beach. That's some man-made bullshit.
Well, I got you. It's a real beach. It's really beautiful there too. But I would say Marco Island was like that water, like the Gulf of Mexico's water is
Yeah.
like so much warmer than the Atlantic.
Well, yeah. I mean, because it's kind of contained to that area, and also the way the stream just is.
Yeah. It's
Um, I'll also say, while we're on the topic of beaches, I think the Black Sand Beach when I was up in Iceland is probably the coolest beach I've been to.
yeah. I remember you sent me pictures of that.
Yeah, that was a cool fucking beach. Like we were there so early in the morning though that like we had to watch out for the waves because they were coming all the way up to the rock, like all the way up to the wall of
Oh,
like the
sure. Tide
rocks.
was still high.
S- Yeah, we were there like 4 in the morning. So it was our
That's a
first
fun
stop on the
time.
way around the entire island in a 2 day period. So
Well, it's a small island. I imagine you could do that.
it took like 2 full days of travel, like traveling like and stopping places obviously, but like 12, 14 hours a day.
Yeah.
So it's small,
Well,
but it's not that small,
sure. Yeah.
especially
I
with
mean,
all the
I haven't
terrain
been.
weird stuff. Yeah.
I haven't been yet. I want to go though. That's one of the I want to travel to a lot of places, but
Hmm.
I feel like there's never going to be enough time in my life to actually go to all
There,
the places I want to go.
I mean, there's just an easy solution for you. It's just selling feet pics.
So my feet are not that pretty.
I don't think it matters. I'm not one of the footer people. What are they called? Foot people? Feeders? I have no idea. I'm making up
Footers?
terms. I
That
don't
was
know.
funny.
But I'm not a footer. But I don't think that they care about the quality of the foot so much as that there are feet they can see.
Well, no. I told my sister that if she wanted to start, like, a feet what is it called? Feet finder or something?
I
Um,
think so, but I don't know if that
yeah.
makes you any money. I think that's just like a place where they post celebrities' feet.
Yeah, I don't know. Where whatever the
I think
site's
that's usually when
called.
I hear it in context is like a bunch of like YouTubers talking about like, oh, like I saw you on Feet Finder, they're like laughing at people, like
Oh.
just because like someone posts
Oh,
something
they
they like had
rate
on camera.
celebrities' feet. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. I don't wanna be on there. I also know that I if I ever become big enough no, sorry. I need to manifest this shit. When I become well known for my endeavors, I'll know I'll be on there because I'm barefoot all the time. I don't like wearing shoes. But that's why my feet aren't pretty. It's because I don't wear shoes all the time.
so there
I get
is yeah
hurt
there
feet.
is a website here called Only Feet, which is of course it is,
Yeah,
it's OnlyFans for feet. So
obvious.
there
Yeah.
you go.
I told my sister that
For any of the listeners out there, that exists.
yeah.
Do with that what you will.
Oh, man. Do they have, like, an only toilet one where it's just
I doubt it.
only fans with toilets
I,
and
I
things that
doubt anyone
exist
has made
inside
that
of them?
site. I think that's just called like a catalog.
Okay.
This
Hey.
is a this have you seen the November Home Depot catalog? That toilet pages was so good.
This page is so good. Oh god. No, thank you. I mean, people are into
You're the one who
everything.
asked.
Yeah, I did. I brought that upon myself.
Yeah.
Anyway, I said told my sister that if she ever really was desperate for money, because she doesn't like her feet at all, I told her that she could sell my feet pics, but
So
she
there you
has to
go.
do all the work. Yeah, but I'm
What
not
do you mean
selling
all of the work?
them.
I don't think that much work goes into it.
Oh, she has to come take the pictures. I'm not taking the pictures.
So you're doing like the fancier pictures, you're doing like little sets and you're putting your feet in them?
If that's what she wants to do, that's her choice, but
I
I'm
think it
not
was
taking a single picture of my foot. If she wants to sell it, she has to she has to take the picture.
there was some movie that this was in, and I can't remember what it was, but there was some movie where like that was like something that one of the characters was doing on the side, and they were like actually like putting them like they had like the manger and everything for like the Christ birth scenario, like, and they had their
Oh,
feet as like they had like everything all like little dioramas they would put their feet into as the people.
sure, yeah.
And I just yeah, so that's funny. That's what I'm imagining that you're talking about right now.
I mean, maybe. If she I mean, she's creative, so I could definitely see her doing that. But yeah, I'm not putting the effort into that, so that's up
Again,
to
I
her.
don't think that's that much effort. I think it's just taking pictures of feet.
Nah, I don't
I could
care.
be wrong. Maybe I'm wrong.
I mean,
You
from
know what?
what I know
If you're a big foot
people
person, get back to
listen,
us.
I know people who sell feet pics, and they do
Yeah.
say it's a lot more work than what people think it is, mainly because it's not just taking feet pics. It's also you're talking to the people and, like, taking requests too.
Do you know what the first step is though?
Hmm.
You got to put one foot in front of the other.
Shut up. You're so dumb. So dumb. I'm gonna flush my toilet in response to that. That
As long as you're flushing it with your foot.
joke. I can't bend
Like,
quite like that. It's behind me this way.
well, I didn't. I'm not talking about during the podcast.
Uh,
I was referring to a time when you could stand and actually face the toilet.
oh, yeah.
If you could do the other one, that's a whole different skill.
Yeah, I mean, I'd be pretty impressed with me. I'd be quite flexible. Go in the complete opposite direction. But
You gotta get like a
anyway,
fake foot so you could fake it. Just like kind of have it like just
just go like
yeah. But it has to like have enough bend to it where you can control it from like down here, like
yeah,
down at your
yeah, yeah.
waist,
What
so
are
no one can
fingers
tell.
if not toes, you know?
Fingers.
They're all phalanges.
Yeah,
Okay. Thanks for validating that.
sure. Anyway,
Anyway, Florida was great.
okay, you talked
It's
about
fantastic.
dolphins, and then we got into this weird conversation.
I have no
So
idea how we
we
ended
didn't.
up
I don't
here
know. We
that
were at
weekend.
Marco Polo,
Oh,
and then I have
sand,
no idea.
beach.
Sand. There you go.
Yes. Yes. Okay, we found the train of thought there. But yeah, no, Florida was great. It was a little crazy though, because we left that night, so we got in late to Florida, spent 4 days there, and then on the fifth day we were heading back because I had to head to Twin Cities for an event. So we get on the plane at or we wake up and leave around like 5:30 in the morning for the airport. We land at 8:30 ish, 9. And then the moment I get to my car, I have to drive to Minnesota in order to set up for Twin Cities Con. That was this weekend. Twin Cities was a lot of fun. It was also probably the most stressful uh, event that I've done this year. Uh, the ghost of Newton literally haunted
Oh, yeah.
me, and I have bruises on my body to prove it, and emotional trauma. So,
I mean, you shouldn't eat all those figs.
yeah.
That's kind of on you.
They're just so good. But yeah, so overall, it was a good weekend. All my author friends are there, and the community is just great. Jerry does a good job of, curating all of the creative track that goes on there and at the other Nerd Street events. But I was teaching my go to classic sells out the room, create your own magic system. Okay. And I talk about how magic system delves more into than just magic, but into technology and supernatural and all those things, right? Because it's anything that's unexplainable within a world that, is unlike our own. And it's a great workshop. People are always really engaged with it. And it was probably the best teaching I've ever done of that one up until I'm on stage, okay? And there's tables in front of me. And my laptop and the microphone and the sound system is all sitting on that table. And I'm listening to this girl who was telling me about, you know, her world of, magic and the scientific thing that, keeps our bodies together and all of that. And I was encouraging her to essentially be like, hey, I, you know, would in would encourage you to dig a little deeper into the source of it, of like who discovered it, like how Einstein discovered gravity. And then I corrected myself, being like, no, wait, not Einstein, Newton, right?
The fig man.
Yeah. 15 minutes later, Newton's ghost comes to fucking haunt me and flips the table off the stage.
Mm.
Just the whole audience literally went like gasped because off comes the table. I tried to catch it, which was my mistake. I think I burst like some vessels because the table was way too heavy. I literally felt I had to let go because I felt myself tipping off. Like I was going to essentially come with this table if I didn't just let it go. Um, and so I have bruises from that. But the first thing I said, as soon as like the table settled and smashed my computer, which is my lifeblood because that's literally how I do everything, including record this podcast, um, is I go, well, I guess that's on me for trying to give credit to Einstein instead of Newton. And everyone just bursts out laughing in the audience. And we get the table back up on. And in that moment, I was the most proud of myself ever because I could have just let that be the end of the workshop and been like, I'm going to go cry now because my laptop just broke and I got embarrassed on stage. But instead, I smiled through it and I said, so where we left off was, and then just rolled back into it and then made, self defamation, jokes at my expense to essentially.
So yeah, that's the wrong word. Self defamation would be like, first of all, weird thing to even say ever. I feel like self deprecating. I think is what you're looking for. But like self defamation would be like telling people about the
Oh, you're
crimes
right.
you
Yeah,
did when
sorry.
you didn't do the crimes.
I did do the crime. I accidentally miscredited gravity and it came back to haunt me. um but no, everyone just
You
started
went
like
back on
burst
stage.
out laughing and I just made jokes about it because I have to just laugh at myself or I'm gonna cry. But it ended well. But the rest of the weekend I was like, what the fuck am I gonna do? I don't have a laptop.
Yep.
So obviously I do now. So I've
I j-
worked it
I'm
out.
s- I'm still stuck on this because I'm enjoying the thought of it happening now. Is if you were doing self-defamatory stuff afterwards, you were just like got up and you were like, I stole 3 couches from the store.
I
And
just
we're
go
like,
on a
what?
tangent of all admitting
All
to
the
all my
crimes you didn't
crimes.
do, all the crimes that you didn't really do. So it's like defamation, but it's about yourself.
Yeah, that's it. That's what I did. That's how I got through that.
I think people would have been receptive to that as well. In
Yeah.
like an I better laugh or she'll hurt me kind of way.
Yeah.
But
Oh God. Yeah. I will say this. My brain has not quite come back to reality. Um, I've been very tired. I haven't slept very much
yeah,
or really at all since getting back home. I got home from so it's like a 5 hour drive, right? Um, and so I got home at like midnight and then I didn't go to bed until like 5 in the morning. And then I woke up at 7 and I've been on that cycle ever since. So
gross.
yeah, I don't have a lot of sleep in my under my belt. But I know
I
you've
guess
been
like
traveling a lot too.
if you're laying down, I guess you're always kind of well, you're inside your belt. I don't know. Anyway, I'm feeling pretty literal today.
Yeah, you are.
I haven't traveled that much recently. Not really. Like I went 2 places in the last like few months.
Yeah. Well, that's a lot for you. Normally you don't at all.
Well, I mean, like my with my job, I used to travel a lot more.
Yeah. Used
So now we
used to
don't.
be like every weekend you were going somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh well. But anyway, yeah, with me, and I haven't really been doing much. I've been working until like I was just super stressed out. Now I'm finally past that pocket
Woohoo.
of stress, at least. And there's a new pocket coming, of course. But the the only thing I've really been up to is like watching some new shows and like making fantasy football trades because the deadline's coming up. And
Yeah.
so like I've been on the phone like the last 2 days, like just texting a couple people like to convince them to do things because it's honestly like one of the things was in their best interest anyway. And then like I just wanted to get it done because like it does help both of us and I didn't want to like have it like for 2 weeks just talking about it.
Right.
And then the other guy, he suggested something to me, and then I was like, "Well, if you want this guy, I need this guy back." And it was like a 2 day standoff that just ended before this podcast. So
2 day standoff.
it pretty much is. It's like who's gonna cave first, and I'm like, he's gonna want this guy more than I need his guy. So
You gave in?
no, I created leverage and got the extra guy that I
Oh,
wanted.
okay.
Yeah, I was like, I'm okay with giving up as long as I get this guy back. And then he was like, I don't
There you
know, I
go.
can't really do that. And
Play
then
it
my other
smart.
buddy was trying to make a trade with me, and I was like, I I'll do that deal if like the other one fails, but I could use as leverage also.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'm probably accepting that deal tomorrow if this doesn't get done tonight.
Strategy.
And he was like, all right, fuck it, let's do it.
Dang. Th No, I played fantasy football once. I did win, but I definitely cheated.
Oh, definitely cheated. Is that doesn't now the win doesn't count so much.
No, it still does, because that
How
was
did you
my
definitely?
strategy,
How did you
was,
definitely win? I mean, I definitely. How did you cheat?
well, I was talking to someone else about their fantasy league, and
That's
I
not
was just
cheating. That's just using information.
yeah,
You didn't
exactly.
like go in
But
and
I
like
do think
change
it's
the
cheating.
scores or like block everyone from picking up a player and then you get them instead. Like that would be
Oh,
cheating.
no, I didn't do that. But, yeah, no, I just,
Most people aren't
essentially
like
used their
watching it
knowledge.
and then savants. Like it's
Yeah,
fine to like a lot of people just read info like that writers post and they're like, oh, I know football, and like, everyone knows what that guy knows.
yeah. See, I don't know, I like the Seahawks because they have cute u uniforms, you know?
The highlighter yellow ones,
No.
they sometimes wear their
Seahawks have
highlighter
the
yellow
green and the
ones.
navy blue.
They do normally, but they also for some I don't know if they do it like once a year or if they do it like when they're on certain games, like night games, but they have these highlighter yellow ugly ass uniforms they'll wear once a year. And
Hmm.
it's blinding.
Yeah, Packers do that too, but it's like a they have a weird brown color.
Yeah, theirs is like supposed to be a throwback to like the early days of the franchise.
Yeah.
I'm sending you a picture of the Seahawks highlighter jerseys.
You're gonna have to throw it up on the screen for our
I can do
YouTuber.
that too. I mean, they could also search online, but
That's
there you
not
go.
as fun.
I'm opening it right now if it lets me. Boop 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 boop. All right, let's see if it comes up on
Oh,
the
here
screen
we go.
correctly. Nope,
Oh.
it looks like my background. Well, that's actually kind of funny too. They're all see-through. Uh,
Whoa, that's
but
crazy.
yeah, so I'll send you this photo if you want to try putting it online. You're not in the green screen. That's funny. So I was not expecting that to happen.
That was very s funny. But, yeah, I don't know. I like them because they have cute uniforms. That's pretty much it. And they won me a lot of money when the Broncos and them went to the Super Bowl. So, like, forever
There you
ago.
go.
So I was like, "This is my team now." I mean, I'm still a Packer fan because I live in Wisconsin, but I like the Seahawks simply because, like, if I see a person with the Seahawks jersey on, I'd be like, "Hey, the Seahawks," and I'll high five them. I don't do the same thing if it's a Packer jersey. So,
Well, that's mean.
well, I
You
think
should
it
be
just
high
speaks
fiving your
for
Packer
itself.
peoples. Yeah,
Okay. Oh, okay. That's green, not
I
yellow.
first of all, that's pretty much fucking highlighter. They're highlighter jerseys. It's a
They
green
are
highlighter, but it's a
highlighter jerseys.
highlighter.
It's just like inverted colors.
But it's even more neon than they're used to.
Yeah, it's pretty bright. It's pretty
But when you're
bright.
trying to watch a football game of that, it's terrible.
Yeah, well, on the grass, yes, I
Yeah,
imagine.
it's
They
just
just
awful
blend
for you
into the
on the
grass.
eyes.
It doesn't look like it would be really easy to tell where people are.
They don't quite blend in, but they're enough to irritate your eyes the entire time
Yeah,
you're watching
I
it.
can imagine. Yeah, I can see that. How's my voice sounding?
A little better than the other day.
Yeah, okay, good. Yeah, yeah, you called me and it was real rough.
Yeah, you were like, "Hey, toots."
Exact I even talk like that. It was a crazy
Yeah,
phenomenon. I don't know.
yeah. Somehow you gained about 60 years. And you were smoking cigarettes and then handing out food in a diner at the same time.
Yeah,
So
it was insane. It was the craziest time of my life. Can't
going
explain.
back to going back to Twin Cities.
Okay.
Which of the Twin Cities is your favorite? If you had to
Which
pick
of my
one.
Twin Cities is my favorite? Is this a joke? Because I don't know what Twin Cities really means, to be honest.
Really?
Really.
Okay, you were there.
I
I figured
know
you
it
were
as Twin
there. I
Cities
figured
Con,
someone would.
but it's in Minneapolis, but I don't know
Okay,
what Twin Cities means.
so Minneapolis is one of the Twin Cities, and they are right next to each other. The other one being St.
St.
Paul.
Paul.
St.
Okay.
Paul's better in my opinion.
I don't know. I've never been to St. Paul. Like, I've
Maybe you
driven
did.
through it, obviously, but
Maybe you were and you didn't know.
I went to Minneapolis.
You wouldn't know.
Like,
I mean, you might not know if you were in St. Paul from Minneapolis.
I I know. I guess the
Mm,
address.
I don't know. It sounds like no. I just mean like if you pass through one to get to the other, you might not have known it. You would be like,
Oh,
ah,
yeah,
maybe
no,
this
I
is
passed
Minneapolis.
through St. Paul.
So you
Yes.
knew about it
Yeah, but I didn't know I didn't understand. Now I get why they call it Twin Cities because they are, like, barely a
right next to each
border
other.
between the 2, but I
Yeah.
didn't really quite understand why I was like, "I don't know why they call Minneapolis Twin Cities."
Maybe everyone here is twins.
Yeah, I was like, "Ah, it probably has something to do with something, but I don't really care." I was like, it's not important to me to know this."
I want someone to make like a political hit ad using that sentence right there, and you're like, I don't know the difference between them, but I don't really care. And it's like, Tiffany doesn't care about the Twin Cities.
I can never run. I can never run for anything in Minnesota or the presidency. Sad day. They're gonna clip the porcelain palace way too frequently to be used against me. Oh god. I no. I to be there's things I'm a very curious person. There are things where I'm
It
like,
sounds like it. You were so curious that you were in the
"No,
Twin
listen.
Cities for Twin Cities Con, never asked, what's that mean?
Listen, Linda. I I'm generally a curious person, but there are some things where I'm like, I really don't care. Like, I'm like, could I ask? Sure. Does it matter if I know? No. But now I know. So that knowledge is in there. And now I have to make room for it. So something else just got knocked out.
I don't think that's actually how it works.
I swear to God, that's how my
It-
brain works. It's too jam-packed. I work on too many things at once. I learn brand new systems every other month. My brain hurts, so I think it just knocked off how to use my billing
Hmm.
system because now
Well,
I know what the Twin Cities mean.
my guess is it probably knocked off something else, like a childhood memory or something you don't need. Uh,
Hopefully, it's one of the traumatic ones.
whatever's way in the back.
I wouldn't know now, would I?
No. So
It's
what's the
gone.
difference?
Oh man. Yeah. No. Brain stuffed. But now I have one extra piece of information that was dire. You looked at me like I was crazy. Who cares? Who cares what the Twin Cities mean? You were like, your face was like, you idiot. How dare you not know this piece of information? And I'm like, does it matter? Does that
Tiffany Nickel
actually
couldn't
impact
give
my
two
life?
shits about the Twin Cities.
Does that impact my life? No, it doesn't. It does I don't need to know that information. I Your face just was, like, so appalled. You were
I
like,
figured you would have known since you were there.
"No." I mean, it makes sense, I knew as soon as you said the city right next to it, I was like, "Oh, St. Paul." Like, I was n it made sense, but I think why are they twins? Are they designed the same?
And I think it's just they're really, really like pretty much right next to each other, to the point where
Then
they're
that's stupid.
kind of in the womb together,
They're
I guess,
fraternal
type of
twins.
idea. Yeah.
They're not even identical. That would have been at least cool if they were
That would be
like
ridiculously hard to maintain. Like you start it, you're like, everything one city does, the other one has to do, but the opposite.
Yeah, that would have been so cool though. Then I would have cared.
If you go two streets that way, there's a Subway sandwich is facing this direction. And if you go two streets that way, there's a Subway sandwich is facing this direction.
Okay, but think how handy that would be.
It would be really funny, but also insanely hard on upkeep.
Well,
You
it's
you'd go and you'd be like, I want to open a new store here, and they'd be like, you want to open two new stores, you mean?
it's double or nothing.
Twin Cities, double or nothing.
See? This is so much better. We should have our own twin cities. I
Twin.
think this
Hold
would be
on,
a
hold
lot
on.
better.
Twin shitties.
Twin shitties. Heck yeah. There it is. That's what we're doing. That's our
There you
next
go.
next project we're working on. Oh no. No, no. Now I'm thinking of this in a world building scenario.
You know, in a world where there would have to be two mirror cities right next to each other.
Like if every major city was like in two units, you know, and it was just a mirror of the other. And I don't know, there was like the heaven or hell or something, and they were reversed onto each other, but they were exactly the same. But it was like every city of your alter egos, you know, you have the good version of you and the bad version of you, and they live in the two separate cities.
I mean, I don't, it doesn't have to necessarily be a good and bad version. It could just
I'm
be
not,
two
I'm just
different versions that are just
brainstorming
like,
here.
I'm just like, I feel like assigning bad to it is just one perspective because that's from the good city's perspective. They're like,
Right.
oh, that's the bad one, but then the other city's probably like, we're the good ones. I don't know what they're talking
They're
about.
the bad ones. Yeah.
Like, no one who is themselves ever thinks, oh, that's I'm the evil twin of the two. You know, like they're always like, I'm the real one. They're the evil twin.
See, this is a good book.
It's a perspective thing.
Exactly. But guess what? You have to talk about the perspectives in order to get down to the middle of what is good and evil.
This
Huh?
reminds me of the show Fringe.
I don't think I've ever seen it.
Well, it reminds me of that. I won't go into it. We can move on.
But we can move on. You wanted to talk about the Twin Cities, okay? It was
And we
apparently
did.
so important.
It was a big fountain of fun times, and we are done with the fun time now.
You're like, it's time to move on to
It was a
you're
bidet of fun times, and we're all cleaned up down there, so we can move on.
okay. We're all cleaned up. Oh God. I'm moving on. We're doing the Porcelain Palace. We're
Nope,
Porcelain Confessions.
that one.
In the Porcelain Palace. There we go. Okay. Oh my
This is what
God, my
happens when you
eye.
do the podcast at 10 or 11 at night. Is I get all goofy, and I can't help it.
Yeah. God, talk about that. I don't like this one.
Okay, can I at least know what it was, even though we won't answer it at all?
Yeah, it's mainly because I can't think about it right now. So I'm
Oh,
gonna have no
so actually
answer.
throw it back in for another time. Then
I
I don't
will.
need to know it.
I will. Um, okay, what's the craziest thing you've ever Googled?
The craziest thing I've ever Googled. I mean, that's got to be. Now, is that only counting things I've actually Googled on Google, or is it
I'm
like
gonna say
internet
just
search
any
in
search
general?
engine.
Okay, because I don't know what I've Googled on Google slash back in the day on like Ask Jeeves when you go far back
Yeah, yeah.
enough. Everyone was asking Jeeves everything, and Jeeves never really knew much. Jeeves was like, "Here's the three websites I know."
So what is it? What's the craziest thing?
It's hard to answer that because like I don't remember most of my Google searches. I'm sure there's some really weird ones. I've definitely searched a bunch of times, like if I'm not feeling well, slash like I've noticed my stool is a weird color. I've definitely like Googled like why is my poop this color green or
Yeah,
whatever the
yeah,
fuck.
yeah.
Um,
Why is your poop that color green?
yeah, usually it's like some bacterial infection in the body going on.
Mhm.
Is the cause of green poop, and or eating a lot of green food dye, which should be obvious, I
I
guess.
could believe that.
But if I had eaten a bunch of green food dye, I wasn't gonna look up why is my poop green.
Kind of
I would just know.
cause and effect right there, yeah. Yeah.
Um, hmm. I feel like I've looked up like any thought that's come into my head at any given time at some point in time. The internet's been around so long.
Yeah.
Like weirdest searches though. What's your weirdest? I'm trying to think of something.
Um, I mean, when I was younger, it was probably something to do with, like, The Sims, of, like, how to do this cheat or something. Because
That's the weirdest thing you ever looked up on the internet?
listen,
You're not using the internet,
I'm starting low and I'm working up,
right?
okay? So you have time to think. So I'm giving you opportunities. Um, because I mean, when I was younger, that was the craziest thing because you're like, back then you were, you're like trying to figure out how to make the computer do or the game do a thing that's not meant to do. And so I was like, I'm breaking the rule. So I was like, this is crazy when I was that young. I was like, I know how to make my Sims rich. Like when I was younger, that
Yeah.
was crazy to me. Um,
Here's the thing about when you make your Sims rich, because I've
yeah.
done that. Uh, it kind of ruins the fun. Like you'd think like, oh, now I can buy everything I want. Like that's awesome. And you're just like, well, now I can just kind of buy everything I want.
No, no, I disagree with that. I
Like,
well, I think it's because Sims is fun for different people for different reasons. And especially nowadays, even more so because of all the
yeah,
different things you can do.
I was playing old Sims. This is
Yeah.
like Sims the first one.
Yes, yeah. Um in back in the day, I just really liked building houses. And so it was always really frustrating. I couldn't do a design because I'd run out of money. And I'd
Okay.
be like, no, all I want to do is build the house. So that's why for me making money was like it didn't matter because that's not why it wasn't about the challenge of it. It was like I want to build this really cool design. That's what I
Yeah,
wanted to
but
do.
then like once you do that, you're like, oh, here we are.
Then you do another house.
Oh, I was always like, this is the house though. That was it.
I never really played The Sims. I used it as a builder game. I just
Yeah, I
like to
used to play
build houses.
Roller Coaster Tycoon was really good with that
Oh, that
stuff.
was
Like if you
such a
had
good
unlimited
game.
money on that, that's kind of fun. But then you also get to the point where you can buy all of the different roller
Yeah.
coasters, and you're like, well, now they're like making them for me.
Yeah.
I don't know what to do.
I like Tycoon. That one I never cheated on. I like that one. That was
I
fun. That was a
definitely
fun
at
challenge.
some point did because I was like, fuck this. Because like you'd want to like use like some of the really cool coasters that they give you like later on, but
Yeah.
like it takes hours to get there. So you're like, I just want to do it
Mhm.
now though.
Yeah. Um, the step up for my crazy, was when I was like, I don't know, like 13 or something, 13, 14. I was writing a book, at the time, where there was a lot of torture scenes, and so
Mm,
I was Googling how to torture people. So that was
okay.
really fun. And then recently, I don't know, I Google a lot of weird things at random times because I'm like, I can't sleep unless I know this information.
Hmm,
Like
hmm.
Steve Rogers' birthday is July 4th, 1920, and I needed to apparently
Allegedly.
know.
Not just kidding.
Yeah, I needed to know that information really bad one night. I was like, I can't sleep unless I know this information. I don't know why.
Yeah, I mean, like I've looked up all sorts of weird shit too. Like at one point, like Mind Hunters was like a big show people were watching, and I probably looked up like
Yeah,
all the various serial killers because I was like curious who they were based on in the show or whatever.
yeah. Did you
But
know, Ed Gein, my grandpa was his pastor?
oh, terrible pastor.
That's been the consensus. But he was, yeah, he was his pastor. So,
Do you ever give me any like life advice?
my grandpa?
Like yeah, before everyone knew about the killing, was he like, oh, I knew him. He was like he asked me one time like if he should do what he really wanted, and I was like, yeah, go for it, like something like that.
From what my mom and my aunt say is that Floyd would just essentially say that he was a really disturbed individual. Like he was just like a weird guy and that he kind of just, prayed for him and that was it. Apparently. Those prayers
Hmm.
did not get heard.
He's the
'Cause
one, if I'm not mistaken, they based Leatherface on.
I think so, yeah, because it's where he cut off all the skin
Yeah,
and sewed it
there's a
together, yeah.
few different. I'm not sure if they're based on the serial killers. There's a few different characters in media. I think they're all based on him. Like
Yeah,
I think Buffalo Bob is based on him because he's the one with the lotion in the basket thing and wearing the skin.
yeah,
There's Leatherface from the Texas Chainsaw Massacre series, and there's one more, but I can't remember who it is. Oh well.
yeah. But yeah, that's a fun fact of, that I found out,
Yeah.
like a month or 2 ago,
Hmm.
'cause I didn't know.
I said like it's not that I've never Googled anything weird, because I have, but what's the weirdest thing I've Googled is such a tough
Right.
question. Because I'm trying to think if like anything stands out above the normal weird stuff, but not really.
I did
I mean,
look up
I I literally Googled weird gifts the other day
there you go.
because my buddy who streams on Twitch, they stream the Rad does games. Him and his
Oh,
wife
yeah.
stream, but they do a thing every once in a while. They've done it twice before. They're doing it again. They call it a bracket racket, where everyone sends in like they set a price limit. You send in random items from like Amazon or whatever, and they do like a March Madness style bracket to see which four things they'll end up buying.
No, make it to the end.
Yeah. So like
The
I just
clapper.
searched. I was like weird gift I like and just like searched like that like weird gift ideas.
Yeah, yeah.
So that's weird, I guess. I've also searched for the show So Weird, which was on Disney back in the day.
You're being
Uh
very literal today.
yeah, like I'm trying to think of like the weirdest search, and there's so many like others, like of course. Like when I
Yeah,
was searching originally for like the hot dog costume that I have. I did a Google search for that. That's kind of a weird search.
it is a weird search. Yeah, no, mine are all real creepy ones that like are my weird ones of like how to hurt someone or how to make something that's considered illegal, that type of stuff. But it's all for research. So
Yeah. Here's the thing. I don't know if I count it as weird if there's a good reason behind it, or if it's
it's
just like
still weird.
it's just shit that's totally fucked up. But it's not
Yeah.
necessarily like weird that you did that.
I still think it's a strange. Why do I want to create a story like that is kind of in my head. Like, why did I want to create the 12 Days of Murder? You know, recreate the 12 Days of Christmas, but with human bodies. That
It's
was
kind
an
of the
idea
same
I
thing.
had, you know? And
Yeah.
then
Both
I
are terrible for
then
the recipient.
huh?
Both ideas are terrible for the recipient.
Oh yeah.
Like you're
100%.
either getting like way too many birds or way too many bodies.
Yeah. Yeah. No. But yeah, I don't know why my brain thinks like that. So to me it's still weird because I still do that shit. Um yeah, I don't know. I think my weird little searches of like my obsessive little brain facts that I apparently need to know in the middle of the night. I'm like,
Okay.
why? Why is this an important moment to
It's
recall this
not
information, Diff?
important. I can relate to this. It's not necessarily important, but you're like trying to sleep and it's all you can think about. And you're like,
Yeah.
if I know this, I can at least stop thinking about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all it is.
It's
It's
so
like
dumb. I'm
let me get this stupid brainworm out of my head and like
like,
and
I
then I'll be
don't
fine.
understand.
Yeah, I've done that before. I'm like, I'm ready to go to bed and I'm like, fuck, I gotta look up IMDb right now to see who that was in that show.
Dude,
Yeah,
oh, all the time. I'm like, what actress or was this?
yeah.
Yeah.
I
Damn.
did that earlier with someone. I forget what show I was watching. Oh, it was I started watching Death by Lightning on Netflix, which is about the 19 1880 something election. I forget. It's the one that was Andrew Garfield. It's about
Okay.
him running for office and like the process that was. It has a lot of good actors in the show, but there was one actress who plays his wife that I was like, she looks so fucking familiar. Who is
You're
that?
like, where is she from?
And I found out where she was from, and I was like, now I can go to sleep.
Now I'm at peace. My
Yeah.
brain is done. Yeah.
that kind of thing.
Alrighty. Well, folks, that is our episode for this week. We're keeping it a little bit shorter as we have another episode to record right after this. So that way we
That's
don't
true.
have a skipped week. But we appreciate all of you so much for listening, sticking with us. Don't forget to join our Discord and follow us on our other socials so you can, stay informed with all the fun things that we're doing, and that way we can also build out the community and stick together in these shitty times.
Yeah, you
um
always like shit to be sticking together.
exactly, yeah, doesn't clog a toilet at all. Well, from our bathrooms to yours, folks, we will see you next time. Bye bye.
Bye.
It was so intense.